Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're your shortcut to staying informed, taking all that complex info articles, research, insights, and boiling it down to what you really need to know. Today we are diving deep into the biggest, and maybe most surprising, AI news for the week ending August 17th, 2025.
Yeah.
Lots to cover.
Yeah, it's moving incredibly fast, isn't it? Every week feels like a major shift. And our job today is really to get past just the headlines. We want to connect the dots for you, look at the bigger trends, and figure out, what does this actually mean, the so what factor?
Okay, let's jump right in. The big one that got everyone talking, Sam Altman, OpenAI's CEO, basically saying they totally screwed up the GPT-5 launch. Pretty blunt.
Yeah, you don't often hear that level of candor.
So the main issue, and this really hit users hard, was their decision to just discontinue all the older models when GPT-5 came out. Imagine you rely on GPT-4o daily, and then poof, it's just gone. That caused a huge, immediate backlash online.
Understandably so.
They did react pretty fast, though. They brought back GPT-4 out access for ChatGPT Plus subscribers. And, importantly, they reinstated the model picker. They also promised to make GPT-5 warmer. People were complaining the answers were too short, maybe less empathetic. It sounds like a real lesson in managing a rollout when you've got hundreds of millions of people using your product.
It really is. And what's fascinating, I think, is how it's different from a normal software update. It's not just features. When you change the AI model, you're changing its behavior, its personality almost, that warmth, the way it responds.
Right.
So users aren't just learning new buttons, they're adapting to a whole different interaction style. That definitely needs like a new approach to product management.
That's a great point. But here's the twist. Despite all that noise, ChatGPT usage actually spiked after the launch.
Really?
Yeah, API traffic,
Yeah.
Other apps plugging into it, and just regular user engagement, both apparently hit new records right after this supposedly botched launch. What's going on there?
Well, it's kind of counterintuitive, isn't it? I suspect a couple of things are at play. First, there's massive curiosity. Everyone wants to try the shiny new thing, the next generation. FOMO is real.
Sure, fear of missing out.
Exactly. And second, even with those initial issues, the underlying power of GPT-5 must have been clear. Once they started fixing things, that core utility probably won out. It suggests users might be quite forgiving or maybe just dependent. They need these tools, so they'll put up with some friction. The demand is just that strong.
Okay, so let's shift from OpenAI's operational hurdles to Sam Altman's more forward-looking vision. He was really positive about prospects for, say, 25-year-olds, especially in places like Mumbai or Bengaluru, called it maybe the most exciting time ever to be starting a career.
That's a bold statement. What's his reasoning?
His core idea is that AI tools like GPT-5 can essentially act as your co-founder, your strategist, even your operations team. Imagine one person basically building software, handling customer support, writing marketing copy, maybe even reviewing basic legal docs, all with AI help. It completely changes the game for starting something new. You don't necessarily need a huge team or tons of capital right away. He specifically mentioned India's enthusiasm for AI, saying it creates this open canvas where a great idea and agility matter more than just having deep pockets.
That's a powerful vision. And it goes beyond just jobs, doesn't it? Altman also talked about how family and community might become more important again. His thinking seems to be, if AI handles more of the drudgery, maybe humans can focus more on relationships, on community, on things that give life meaning.
Interesting.
And he made that point about kids born today growing up in a permanently AI-native world. For them, AI won't be some add-on. It'll just be how the world works, like the internet for us now. It really could reshape society.
Okay, speaking of how the world works, let's talk hiring. This is fascinating.
Yeah.
Google CEO Sundar Pichai admitted they have a real problem. He said in over half of their virtual technical interviews, they suspect the candidate is cheating using AI.
50%.
Half. That's staggering. Right. So to combat this and actually test fundamental coding skills, Google's bringing back at least one in-person interview round for tech roles. A bit back to the future. Maybe.
A necessary step, it sounds like.
Yeah, seems so. And they're not alone. Apparently Amazon, Cisco, Anthropic, even McKinsey are tightening up their hiring processes too. It's a widespread issue.
It really throws a wrench into things, doesn't it? Because on one hand, you want employees who can leverage AI effectively for productivity, but on the other, you absolutely need to know they have the core foundational skills. How do you test for that now?
Exactly.
Companies have to get much smarter about designing interviews and assessments that probe real understanding and problem solving, not just, the ability to craft a good prompt. It's a fundamental challenge for HR and tech teams.
Okay, let's switch gears to market dominance. ChatGPT's mobile app. The numbers here are just wild. Since it launched back in May 2023, it's generated $2 billion in global consumer spending.
$2 billion on a mobile app.
Yep. And get this, that's apparently about 30 times more than competitors like Claude, Copilot, and Grok combined.
30 times. Wow. Okay.
The growth in 2025 is also insane. Through July, it pulled in $1.35 billion. That's up 673% compared to last year. Average monthly revenue, about $193 million.
Just incredible momentum.
And it's got huge reach, around 690 million downloads globally. India is actually the biggest market by download share, 13.7%. Revenue per install averages $2.91 worldwide, but jumps to $10 in the US. It just totally dominates the mobile AI space.
Those figures really tell a story. It's not just about having a powerful AI, it's about packaging it in a way that's incredibly accessible and, well, sticky for regular people on their phones. OpenAI clearly figured out how to make users see immediate value and be willing to pay for it directly, which is often a huge hurdle for new tech. They nailed the product market fit on mobile in a way nobody else has come close to yet.
Absolutely. And speaking of nailing it and rapid growth, let's talk about a startup called Lovable. They're European, doing something called vibe coding.
Vibe coding. Okay, explain that one.
So it's basically AI helping developers make sure their code sticks to specific style guides or patterns, keeping a consistent vibe across the whole project, essentially.
All right, got it. Code consistency and style.
Exactly. Now, here's the kicker. They're projecting they'll hit $1 billion in annual recurring revenue, ARR, within the next 12 months.
1 billion ARR from a startup founded in 2023.
I know. It sounds crazy. They just raised $200 million Series A at a $1.8 billion valuation, and their ARR is growing by at least $8 million every month.
$8 million a month.
Yeah. They went from $1 million ARR to over $100 million ARR in just 8 months. The CEO thinks they'll hit $250 million ARR by the end of this year.
Okay, that's hypergrowth on a scale we rarely see.
Right.
What does that signal to you?
Well, a couple of things jump out.
It shows, first, that venture capital is ready to throw massive sums at AI companies that find a valuable niche and show any sign of traction. The appetite is enormous. And second, it proves how incredibly quickly specialized AI businesses can scale if they really solve a painful problem for a specific market, in this case, developers. The speed of value creation in AI right now is just off the charts.
Right. Okay, let's move to something more consumer-facing. Travel planning. Google's rolled out a new AI tool called Flight Deals. It's in beta in Google Flights, currently in the US, Canada, and India.
Okay, how does it work?
You basically just tell it what you want in plain English, like, I want a week-long trip this winter to a city known for food, but only nonstop flights.
Ah, natural language search for flight.
Exactly. It uses real-time data to find deals that match your description. The idea is to make planning easier, especially if you're flexible and looking for value. You can even tell it things like, no basic economy fares.
That's useful. So it's making travel search more conversational. That could definitely change how people approach booking trips. Less clicking, more talking to the AI.
Seemed like it.
But it also raises those familiar questions about Google's market power, doesn't it? As they embed these powerful AI tools deeper into specific verticals like travel, where they're already dominant, you have to wonder how regulators are going to view that. Could it trigger more antitrust scrutiny? It's certainly something to watch.
Definitely a space to watch. Okay, finally, let's talk about a major shift happening in the business world. Enterprise AI moving towards agentic systems.
Right. This feels like a really significant inflection point.
So we're moving beyond just passive tools that analyze or suggest things. Agentic systems are more autonomous. They can actually make decisions and take actions within business processes, still with human oversight, crucially.
But it's a big step up in capability.
Huge. And scaling this isn't simple. It means companies need to rethink their IT architecture, how they integrate data, set up governance, even change people's roles. It's a fundamental shift.
It really touches everything.
We're seeing real examples already. Sigmoid, a big player in India, is using agentic AI for things like audit compliance and handling sales inquiries automatically. And the results are impressive. Cutting approval times by 50%, speeding up R&D by 20%, big efficiency gains.
Yeah, the potential ROI is clear.
And the forecast is pretty startling. By 2027, that's not far off. Maybe half of all business decisions could involve these kinds of systems.
That's a profound transformation, and it means businesses can't just dabble. To really get the value, they need to actively redesign their core processes. They need infrastructure that's truly AI-ready, and critically, they need to build in robust oversight and accountability from the start.
Accountability is key.
Absolutely. As these systems get more autonomous, the big question becomes, how do you ensure they're making ethical decisions? How do you maintain human accountability when the AI is doing more of the work? That requires very careful design and governance.
Wow, okay, we've covered a ton today. From OpenAI learning hard lessons with GPT-5 to Altman's super optimistic view for AI-powered careers. Then Google's AI cheating problem in interviews, the unbelievable dominance of the ChatGPT app, Lovable's insane growth.
Right, and Google's AI Flight Finder, plus this huge shift to agentic AI in businesses.
It really underscores the sheer pace of change. Everything's evolving so quickly. The tech, the business models, the challenges, the opportunities, it's dizzying.
It absolutely is. And maybe a final thought for you, our listener, to chew on. As AI weaves itself deeper into, well, everything our jobs, how we plan trips, how companies operate, what are the truly human skills that become even more valuable in this permanently AI-native world we're entering? What will set people apart? Something to think about.